Hello everyone. Um
Hello.
I am here with my friend Gracent. We're talking with a Polish person today, and if you know me, or if you've not seen the series before, which is the first of many, hopefully, I am a person who loves linguistics, geography, and history. So I made this small little podcast that you can listen to, and we're gonna talk about um other stuff like languages, their language, their country, maybe even some history and geography related questions. But yeah, our first guest is Gracent.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah,
I am very awkward when it comes to
you're
introductions.
fine.
Yeah, my name is Grayson. Um, Everything, basically, all that's needed was already explained by Zivi. I'm a Polish person, living in Poland since I was born and never really left the country. And yeah, besides Polish, I speak, of course, English, and those are only two languages I am confidently fluent in, or fluent
Yeah.
at all in, other than some bits of and pieces of German and Italian. I don't know any other language.
Yeah, it's pretty good though. I'm glad I got to talk with you. A person from Poland. This is gonna be great.
Yeah,
Um, so for everyone who does not know, for these podcasts, we have a bunch of questions and topics that we will talk about back and forth, and he is also allowed to ask me anything. We can go off topic, um, and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I
that's a
guess the
good.
first thing I would like to, I mean, you already did your introductions, so that's pretty cool. Um, I guess is we can start with simple. Um, what do you think about Poland? Like as a native living there as a
As a
whole?
native, I'd say for me it really depends if we count, like, for me the opinion varies whether we're talking about the country itself or the people, and also the region we're
I'd
talking
say
about.
excluding government, stuff
No,
like
I don't
that.
mean
Like
politics.
how?
I mean, like,
Yeah,
I'd say I overall love this country kinda. I'd say like yeah, all things considered, like history, like all the good stuff and the bad stuff. Like, this country is I'm quite proud of being born in this country. Like, Poland has a lot of things it can be proud of. Like, for example, our history, which is quite a long story, like over 1,000 years.
yeah.
Actually, yeah, across 1,000 years. But also, like, I really love, for example, I mean, it's kind of sounds like it's kind of obvious that a Polish person would love Polish cuisine, but I really love Polish food. Maybe not all of it, of course, but like stuff like pierogis or yeah, overall, like pierogis and other stuff is really
Oh
good.
my gosh. Yeah, I would love to have pierogi in like in Poland because of course we have pierogies here, but it's like not authentic from from Poland pierogi. So it's
Uh,
like
yeah. Also,
because your pierogies because pierogies for us is pretty much just like mashed potato like stuffed in like
oh,
a thing. That is
I
ours. It's not even like I think it's like slightly different. It's like still like the same concept, but it's not like
I mean, I mean pierogi. First of all, the kind I want to intro that, like, pierogi
yeah.
in Polish is already the plural version of it. So pierogis is kind of, it's, I know, like, a lot of English people say pierogis because it kind of sounds better than pierogi. But
Yeah.
if you want to say, like, plural for it, you say pierogi. If you want to say singular, you say pierog.
I
So
see.
pierogi.
Interesting. Piero.
Um, so
Okay.
pierogi.
Good to know.
Just like that's kind of, but I won't bite your head off, and I don't think any Polish person will bite your head off if you
I
say
mean, yeah, because
pierogis.
to be fair, I speak English, so like that's how we
Yeah,
just call it. We just call it by the plural. But I think what probably
yeah. At
happened
least,
is like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I mean, I'd say like overall, out of the like Polish cuisine that foreigners talk about, like pierogis, they
Mm,
manage to pronounce it quite good compared to some other stuff that I hear. I mean, Polish is quite the hard language to speak
oh, yeah.
as a person. I would you say like from a English person's or like an English or any other country's like people's perspective.
I see.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I wanted to also add up on that, like pierogies, well, pierogi overall, like you can basically like there are so many varieties of it. Like there are, pierogi ruskie, aka Ross pierogi.
Roast beer.
Like
Okay.
not to be not to be confused with like Russian pierogi. I know that it sounds like, but it comes from the Kievan Rus, from what I know, and that's where the name
Oh, I
comes from.
see.
So they're
Hmm.
more related to like Ukraine, basically, like modern day Ukrainian pierogis, and I think those are the like mashed potato ones. I think, but there are
I
also
see. Yeah.
ones. There are also ones with meat, and there are also ones with like mushrooms and stuff. I actually do very much prefer the mushroom, not the mushroom ones, the ones with meat. I don't know.
I
Again, I
would
was
probably
born on
too. I
them,
hate
so I
mushrooms.
prefer them. Yeah, I also am not a fan of like the mushroom variety. And yeah,
Yeah.
that's basically all I can say about pierogi.
Yeah. Hopefully one day, especially since I will want to move to Czechia at some point. Like hopefully I can go visit Poland and get some pierogi there. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean probably like it's quite a common food in like any Polish restaurant. Like if
Yeah.
any restaurant that offers like that markets itself as a Polish restaurant would probably have them.
Yeah. Hopefully. um, what do you say is the best part about Poland?
I'd say our history is. I mean, it's kinda. I am quite the history nerd, you could say. So it's, I think, obvious that I would say history. But even like ignoring that, I just feel like Polish history is very much fascinating. Like I know a lot of foreigners that um like that never really even like stepped foot into Poland, but they really love Polish history. You know, most, I think like the most talked about, of course, is the Winged Hussars and Battle of Vienna in 1640 something. I forgot the exact date. Like 17th
Yeah.
century and stuff, and like the Commonwealth, which, well, the Commonwealth was a combination of Poland and
And
Lithuania in
yeah,
a personal
Lithuania.
union. But
Mm.
from what I know, Lithuanians don't really look at the Commonwealth as positively as Poles do. Um, so yeah. But
Yeah.
overall, I'd say like even not talking about the Commonwealth part of it, I feel like our history after the partitions, where the Commonwealth was partitioned between like Prussia, modern day Germany, Russia, and Austria, and 123 years of Poland not being on the map, and then later on our regaining of independence. And overall,
Mm.
it's a quite fascinating. It's quite fascinating history.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Poland is actually fascinating for me for a bit. Although I haven't really gotten into the history so far, but I do plan to like. I would love to learn about it someday because like this leads on to my next question too. Like, or at least topic. So like I've also heard that pretty much in terms of all the rises and falls, Poland has. It was around 8 times. I wonder how you feel about your country having survived 8 like collapses, pretty much.
Yeah, I've heard. I mean, I cannot really come from the top of my head like every single time we got occupied or something like that.
Right. I mean
But yeah,
that's a lot of
I'd
stuff to
have to
remember.
say, yeah, because we go all like Poland being like conquered and like taken off the map, like occupied was a thing that we had to deal with for basically all of our history as a kingdom, and then going to the basically World War
Yeah.
II and stuff.
There was
But
a
yeah.
there was a point in time where like wasn't there like there was a very like Polish survived under a very very small country called Kingdom of Krakow.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't
There
that
was
point?
that was after I think the Congress of Vienna, where there was the free like Krakow, like free city Krakow. I think that's what you mean.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
what I'm
that's what you
saying.
mean. But
Yeah.
yeah. But probably yeah, we had some like eras that we are basically a rump state overall. But well, first of all, I feel like that's just like showing that Poland has a horrible geopolitical placement overall.
Oh
Like
yeah.
we are always between two giants, Russia and the HRE, which went into Prussia, then Germany, and it's still Germany
Yeah.
to this day.
It's yeah, not really good location. Not to mention the whole country I've heard is like pretty much flat besides like some of the
It
southern
is.
points. Yeah,
Yeah, but
so
like
not much
yeah,
natural penetration barriers there.
yeah, yeah. For example, yeah, the only like mountainous part is the like south, the Tatara mountains and stuff.
Hmm. Yeah.
Mm. But I'd say like it also shows that Polish people throughout history up to this day are quite the unyielding bunch, aka that no matter how many times we got beaten, no matter how many times we got oppressed, uh, occupied, etc., we still managed to survive one way or another. So that kind of
Yeah.
shows that Poles are quite a warrior nation, you could say.
Yeah, I mean that was my first impression when I heard about like brief Polish history, especially with like the 8 times revival, you know. It's just like
Yeah,
wow,
yeah, yeah.
they get crushed, but like way to give it its time, and it'll just come back and be like, yeah, no, we're not getting conquered here.
Basically,
No,
yeah.
it's kind of crazy. Like how like you would think after being conquered like 12 times, like not conquered, but like being invaded like 12 times, you would like crumble under that all that pressure over time. But no, I'm really
Yeah,
happy it's
yeah.
still here.
Yeah, one way or another, we managed to survive all of it. Um,
Mm.
and still, we managed to survive all of it and still be quite a big country overall. We weren't reduced, like the modern Polish borders are definitely not small.
Oh,
Like
100%,
we're quite
yeah.
big. I think we're like comparable to I don't know I don't know exactly because I'm not a big geography person, but I'd say we're definitely not the smallest country in Europe.
I mean,
It's
knowing
quite
my
a
geography, I wouldn't say so. It's a pretty decent sized
yeah,
country. Yeah.
yeah. I think like it's quite a big country overall. I'd say in Europe.
I
I
mean,
think like we're
considering
comparable
other countries in
to
Europe,
Germany.
like a lot of the Balkans are smaller than Poland's. So,
I mean, the Balkans. I feel like that's more of a question of ethnicity in there because well, most of the modern Polish borders were in some way Polish, and the non-Polish parts, especially the western parts which we got from Germany after World War II, the German
mm,
population, in very big quotation marks, disappeared.
very big
The,
quotation.
a
Okay.
very big metaphor disappeared.
Yeah. I would like to pivot towards the language and ask about what's your opinion on the Polish language as a native speaker?
I'd say it's a language that definitely only people who I think it's a language that for foreigners definitely seems scary. I mean, I know that there's a lot of like like really weird sounds overall, and like all the like that's all for that's all the
Yeah.
foreigners hear and stuff like that. But when I like me as a native Polish person, I'd say I really like this language overall, especially because this language can be extremely poetic actually, and it's like it has a lot of vocabulary that is, I mean, similar for English. For example, English has a lot of vocabulary that has a hard time finding itself in Polish.
Right.
Like I don't know, so in some way English is more poetic than Polish, but at the same time Polish sometimes sounds more refined than English does. I'd say I really like the language overall. I'm not, even though it's quite hard and it's one of those languages, I forgot the term for it, but it's one of the languages that even natives like us natives don't really know all the like grammar rules to it, and
Right.
we sometimes we do make mistakes, and some of those mistakes are very common actually. So yeah.
I mean, with English, we also like probably don't know our own grammar. I only know my own grammar because I studied linguistics on my own. And with
Mm.
that, you kind of, if you're learning other languages, you kind of realize, oh wait, you kind of realize how English works. Like over time, it's yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'd
would like,
say like
yeah. Go
yeah,
ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
you can go again.
Okay. um, I actually like Polish a lot too. Funny enough, when I started learning languages, I actually did not like Polish. Like I looked at Polish and it
I
just
can see
sounded,
why.
yeah, for me it just sounded, ugh, I don't know, it sounds like, I wouldn't like to say it in a mean way, but like ugly at the time.
Go on.
And then over
Yeah, I
time
can see
actually,
why.
yeah, over time I actually started to like it more, especially when I like embraced just the Slavic languages in general. Um and now it's like probably, it's probably up there in the Slavic branch for sure. I'm not sure like where I would place it in my favorites, but it is a pretty good
Yeah.
language for sure. It just looks funny because, like, obviously, you guys have like your spelling is very
Yeah.
interesting. Because, like, instead of digraphs, instead of like accent marks, you just do a bunch of digraphs and trigraphs.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, which is like, but for people who don't know what digraph or trigraph is, it's pretty much two letters representing a single sound. So for example, I think the SC is like a sh,
Like
the
these, for
CZ
example.
is a ch, I think.
There's DZ that creates a j
J,
sound,
j,
and
yeah,
there's a CZ that creates a ch sound, and there's
yeah,
a SZ that creates a sh sound.
yeah.
I don't know if the
So that,
text above
because
my
of
head
that,
shows or not.
for people, and because of that, that's why it looks like keyboard spam, because there's a lot of Z's in there. You know.
Yeah, and I know that especially like there's some words that have a lot of those like double lettered sounds
Yeah.
that can look very like daunting to people who don't know Polish, even to
Yeah.
like people who I don't know learn like know some Slavic languages, but those are not used to the Polish
Yeah.
like
The
way of
writing of the
spelling stuff.
Polish.
For
Yeah.
example, I don't know the good old word szczęście, aka luck in Polish. It's
Shimsha.
I know that's
Okay.
it's quite hard to pronounce. I know that because it has a lot of those like
Stensha. Stensha.
szczęście. Even
Stensha.
I kinda have to.
That's
Even
hard,
I
yeah.
don't. It's kind of hard for me to even like pronounce it smoothly. That's why I have to kind of put some emphasis. The szczęście. I have to kind of slow it down because
Yeah.
it's quite hard to say it fast. But yeah, overall, despite some of those like pronunciations being
Yeah.
quite hard to do. I'd say the Polish language is not actually that hard when you actually get into it. Like, it's quite consistent in terms of pronunciation. Like, it's quite consistent, I'd
Yeah.
say. The grammar, it's quite hard because it's a Slavic language, so of course the grammar is going to be hard and kind of inconsistent. Since I think if you're learning a Slavic language, I would say you're kind of used to a language making no sense.
Yeah, that's kind of just comes with learning any language. I think there's always gonna be situations where like why, and then you just kind of have to be like, why memorize. You have to memorize.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
why doesn't
I
really
would
help
say,
you in some cases. You know.
yeah, like sometimes you just have to kind of power through it. Like you kind of
Yeah.
have to understand that some languages are just like that.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, the answer I would give would not help the person. All it does is gives a history lesson on how the words evolved to be that way. That's pretty much all.
yeah,
Pretty much sums it up as evolution, language evolution. It is a complete natural thing. So
yeah,
yeah,
for better or for worse.
better or worse. Yeah. I actually like to let me find the. I want to skip to a different. Um, there was a question I had that was relating to a certain thing, but I guess I don't remember. So we're just going to the next question. Which person would you like to force to learn your language if you had to? If you had to force one person, who would it be to learn Polish?
Uh, hmm. It's quite the weird question to ask overall. I
Yeah, I gotta
mean,
add some interesting ones in
uh,
here.
I mean, I'd probably, if I wanted to be a cheeky little bastard, I'd probably say that I'd want my girlfriend, Saineko, which probably will guest in your one of these episodes someday, hopefully.
Hmm.
I'd say if I could force someone to learn Polish, I definitely force him because he loves to complain that like, oh, Polish is so weird, etc., while comparing it to Czech. So that little
You're just out
bastard
of
would have a nice time learning Polish.
You just forced out a spite. That's a great.
Yeah, little bastard would just finally learn the language that he calls brain dead Czech, even though us Polish basically consider Czech being something similar. It sounds like basically like a goofier Polish.
The Polish Czech rivalry is showing.
I mean, we're overall like Poland and Czechia don't really have a rivalry. We're quite
Well, it's
friends
like a
overall.
friendly one.
Uh,
Like you guys
yeah, it's a friendly
hate
one.
each other, but also love each other at the same time. Like, it's like a play hate, I
We
guess.
just think of Czech. We think of like Czech as a language as being quite a goofy Polish, basically.
Yeah.
It just makes it's a funnier Polish, basically. And I know that Seneko will be definitely angry at me because of the words I just uttered out. You're
Don't worry,
welcome. You're
he'll
welcome.
probably retaliate when he gets on this next time. So
You're welcome, Seneko. You're welcome.
okay, so the next question I actually have is what is your favorite language other than your own?
I'd say I really like Italian. Like, overall, I really like how Italian sounds. For example, for me, it's kind of weird because, for example, I know how a lot of people consider like Spanish or French to be like some sexy language and so etc. etc. Now it's a
Yeah.
beautiful so they're beautiful romantic languages. Oh my god, oh my god. But overall, I consider for me Spanish just sounds like for me Spanish is forever tainted with the like the shit post memes that always appear with Spanish text above them. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
like Geres or some other stuff. Like every time I hear
You
Spanish,
get
I
it?
just think of it as a Yeah, I just think of
Yeah.
think of it as a shit post language. There's no romantic
Shitpost
value for
language.
me in it. And French for me,
Hmm.
French just sounds weird because like actual like spoken slangy French is just like for me it's just kind of ugly,
Yeah.
and it for overall French just sounds so weird to me. It's just
Hmm.
not a language I'd really like to hear. But Italian on the other hand, for me Italian just sounds great. Like it's a very singy like language because every word ends on a vowel, and yeah, that's
Hmm.
actually like I think all words end on a vowel, so it has that like singy songy vibe to it. Plus, the grammar isn't that bad overall. It's what you would expect from a Romance language, aka a lot of articles, a lot of like focus on word, gender, and stuff, but nothing to be that scary of.
Yeah.
I just really like how it sounds. Plus, I had a lot of like I had and have a lot of like Italian friends that I value very much, so they kind of spoiled the language for me, kind of as in like uh, that's kind of why I'm so fascinated with Italy in general. Like if you would ask me like what's my other favorite country other than Poland, I would Italy would probably be a contender.
I see. So that makes sense. Yeah. Thank you for that. I mean, my favorite language other than my own, I have many, so I don't know. But I guess, this leads me to a deeper question, lot more narrowed question on that same like level. Um, in the Slavic language branch, what is your favorite other than Polish? In just the
The
Slavic,
Slavic language.
yeah,
I really like how Czech and Ukrainian sound. Like those two languages, for
I
me,
agree.
like
Yeah, those are my top
Ukrainian
two.
just sounds like Ukrainian sounds very similar to Polish. At the start of that, mostly because I feel like 70-something%
Mm-hmm.
of vocab is like very like has mutual like it's basically related to Polish as well. So
Yeah.
like from what I know, Ukrainian is basically more related to Polish than to Russian actually, from what I know,
Well,
and in
genetically,
some way.
no, but like
Vocabulary
ancestrally,
wise, I
no.
think.
But a lot of the words are very, like a lot closer to
Yeah,
Polish
yeah,
than
that's what I
Russian.
meant,
Yeah.
vocabulary wise.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like overall, it just sounds for me, and I know this might offend some people, but it does just sounds like a better version of Russian to me, kind of, and it sounds more sound like. It has a lot more like nicer sounds to it.
I agree. I mean that's why I chose Ukrainian over Russian because I was like switching between the two when I was choosing my Slavic language to learn, and I was like, the Ukrainian just sounds nice, so I just chose it. It was
And
like I learned it
yeah,
for been learning for 2 years. It's great.
yeah. And for me, Czech sounds like it's just like such a goofy language that I just like to hear it. Like it's just a nice language to overall. I mean, I'm kinda you could say that I'm mutually learn like I'm kinda learning it by just being around like well uh Sinek as mentioned and some other like and my other
Mm-hmm.
Czech friends. Like it's overall quite nice to it's overall quite nice to hear. And yeah, I'm slowly learning it that way. It's kind of like how babies learn Czech, and how babies
Yeah,
learn language in a way. Okay, I'm just getting exposed to it, and I'm learning and picking up words. Usually, those are swear words, but
of course. Not surprised.
of course.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah.
Hmm? Sorry.
But yeah, like if there was a language, since I'm right now kind of not learning a language like full time, I think I would start with Czech probably.
Mm,
If I had to study a language.
that makes sense. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna let's move on from that. Um, I'm gonna go back to Poland for a second and ask, what could Poland improve on from your perspective?
The people.
The people, the people.
Yeah, Polish government. I have a proposition. Replace the
Okay,
East with anything else. Replace the East, even if that includes me. Please delete it off the map.
delete the east of the map. No, Krakow, God. What? 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 God. We don't need the all the east. God. Damn.
Yes, East, especially Warsaw. Warsaw can also that is a priority. I hate it. Level it down.
That's great. That's a great response. Thank you.
But yeah, like on a more serious note, I feel like not going into politics, of course, because it's not what this podcast is about. But yeah, overall, the people, it's not as bad as, of course, I talk about because have a bit. It's kind of easy for me to exaggerate stuff, either it's as a joke or kind of human nature kind of. But yeah, overall, like I live in the east of Poland. The not gonna specify like where exactly, but like it's southeast. So it's kind of the more poor region of Poland, I'd say. I mean, I live in a region that basically has nothing to like. It's one of the most boring regions, I'd say. And like basically the people here are very racist and very homophobic. It's kind of a stereotype actually that about Polish people, and yeah, it's definitely visible. Like, there's a very visible divide between how we say Polska and Polska B, okay, the west of Poland and the east of Poland, and it's quite a strong divide.
I see.
Overall, us Polish people in general just really like to argue against each other and be like really divide against really like to fight between each other kinda and just be divided. But on the other hand, whenever someone else tries to meddle in Polish affairs, we usually like very easy to unite. That's kind of our whole history as well. Like Polish people throughout history, like whenever there was peace, we are fighting in between each other, and like basically causing mini civil wars among the higher ranks, etc. etc.
Not only you're getting
Not only you're getting
invaded,
like
you're
when
fighting
we are
each
getting
other.
invaded, yeah. But when we got invaded by a foreign country, we are usually like everyone is kind of united in some way, at least. Not every time, of course.
Based on
not every time.
Sorry for interrupting if I did.
No, like not every time, but like whenever we got invaded, like all of Polish, well, like back in the days, we could say the Polish like nobility. In Polish, you say szlachta to be exact. Like basically, like not every time it was united. Not every time it was united against the invader. Look up the Polish-Swedish war for more information. But yeah, like overall, Polish people are. We have some good, we have some bad.
For sure. I like to hit you with another one similar. If you could change one thing about Poland, what would it be? In Poland's history.
Now,
my bad. I forgot the history part.
Polish
one thing about Polish history. Yeah, Polish history.
Without going too much into like some detailed stuff, because I think I'm gonna bore everyone watching this, including you, if I will go on a rant about Polish history. But I would say there's a lot of stuff like that. But I
only
think
choose one.
It's kind of hard, but I'd say kind of. I feel like there was one time where we were very close. We could have actually straight up prevent Prussia from even becoming a thing by I think it was, I don't remember exactly when, but I know that by like one time we could have either annexed I think annexed actually or incorporated the historical region of like East Prussia. That was back in the day, like was the Teutonian or like I think that was like the Teutonian or something like that. In Polish, maybe the Polish people say Zakon Krzyżacki. Like if we kind of dealt with that and actually incorporated it into Poland instead of having it as like a protectorate, I feel like Prussia would definitely, I mean, maybe not prevent it from ever rising as a like world power, but we definitely would have like weakened it.
Mm. So you would say like
There's
you would change the facts.
so
The Russia.
I mean, there's a lot of like so.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. Let me just add. Let me just add up. But I mean, there's some other stuff that I would also like maybe want to change. So it's kind of hard to decide what. For example, if I could change that one of the like Polish rulers of the Commonwealth, Stefan Batory, doesn't die right before his invasion of Russia, that would be like would be nice if he didn't die around that time due to apparently a injury that he got bitten by a dog in his childhood, and basically as a complications from that wound he died. That's the story at least.
I see.
Yeah, but there's a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah. What do you think is the hardest part for English speakers learning your language? Going back to the language.
Learning Polish. I'd say the hardest part is probably the pronunciation. Like, I know that since it's a Slavic language, so it's very hard. Even when I hear people actually speaking, like they have like know Polish pretty well, but are foreigners, you can still definitely hear among a lot of people like whether they're mispronouncing some stuff or they are but I mean they definitely do have an accent that's as well. It's definitely like it's very hard for a foreigner to have a clean Polish, I would say. Like without any like mispronunciations, yeah, clean accent without any mispronunciations here and there, or like just sounding like you're not like like you're just basically. It's very hard for a non-native to sound like a native.
Yeah, I think that goes for a lot of Slavic languages too. I mean, I struggle like with Ukrainian on that, like getting my accent right, getting all the pronunciation right, stuff like that for sure. I would say, from my opinion, looking at Slavic languages for English speakers, I think the hardest thing is trying to understand and master the cases because there's so many of them. Across all Slavic languages, excluding Bulgarian, it usually has like 6 or 7. So it's really hard for people, in my opinion, probably learn that, at least from my experience, learning like Ukrainian. And looking at other Slavic languages, it just looks very difficult to like be able to master all that. I mean, I've heard even Polish people doesn't really like makes mistakes on that, so it's not at the same time it's not a big deal. At the same time, in a way.
Yeah, I mean, Polish and like Slavic languages in general, but we're gonna stick to Polish for now.
Yeah.
Like Polish in general, like even if you make some mistakes like here and there, it's a language where as long as you say like the most important stuff correctly, like at least mostly correctly, people will understand you. I mean, we do have like quite flexible like word or like order. So yeah.
Flexible word order. I think you were trying to say there. Yeah.
It's quite it's quite flexible overall. So it's quite easy for foreigners who don't know that much Polish, like maybe learn just a bit of it when they moved into like, so they like it's very easy for them to
yeah.
I mean that's maybe easy, but it's like definitely not hard to communicate for basic stuff.
I see. So, I'll move on from that. Um, have you heard of the languages, or dialects, depending on the person you ask, Silesian and Kashubian? And if you have, what do you think of them?
Silesian and Kashubian. Yeah, I've heard. I mean, I've heard more Silesian. I'm gonna say languages. So, I mean, I know that officially they're called dialects, but they're basically, especially Kashubian, um,
Hmm.
it's like far enough. Like it's quite different to be called a language. Well, Silesian
Yeah.
as well. I'd say because Silesian itself kind of has dialects. So it has like the German part of Silesian, like the German kind of dialect like of Silesian. There's a Czech kind of way of speaking it. So I'd
Yeah.
say Silesian is also a language. But I would
I,
say like
yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
like
I thought you were done.
I don't remember that much of Kashubian, so I cannot really talk about it. Like how it's like. Of course, in Poland, on Polish, like in Poland, there are some like actual dialects that like are mostly kind of dying out, but there are some differences. Uh, like there's some like differences between regions. For example, like when some people say how people say like I'm going outside. Like some, I know that I think I don't really remember where exactly, but like in some parts of Poland they say like wychodzić na dwór, aka like na dwór.
Not
And in
dvor?
some ways they
Okay.
say yeah, and in some ways, in some parts of Poland they say chodzić na pole, aka on the field, kinda like
Mm.
which is it's kinda. When I think about it, I say na dwór instead of na pole because na pole sounds like you're going out to the field, like to farming fields. It's kind of what that word
I
means
see.
mostly. Like when you use that word for that basically for like farming fields. Um,
Right.
so yeah, but there's difference in approach. There's also like some uh like there are definitely like historical dialects. For example, I think one Polish like author Henryk Sienkiewicz wrote the like book about, I think it was the like Teutonic Cross or like the Teutonic Order.
Mm.
The Polish name is Krzyżacy. I think he wrote that in like the in some Polish dialect. That's why like Polish students really complain about it because it's such written in a very hard like form of Polish to like
Right.
to
Yeah.
understand because it's a dialect like of yeah, it's I think it was like it's called like Gwara Podhalańska. I forget what how to say it in English. Polish people will understand.
Polish people, you'll get it hopefully. Um.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, for my opinion on Silesian and Kashubian, since I've actually looked into a little, tiny little bit, because I made like a whole Slavic chart to put 0 for 10.
Mm-hmm.
So I put 0 for 10 in every Slavic language, and Kashubian looks so different. Like it's different enough where it looks like a different language. Silesian is kind of like in between Kashubian and Polish. It's like from what it looks like.
For
So
example, like Kashubian. Sorry, let me
yeah,
speak real quick.
go
Okay?
ahead. No, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Uh, for me, Silesian, like when it's written, is very different from when it's spoken. Like when it's spoken, it literally just sounds like Polish, but more like
Right.
folk, like how you say, like how you think folk people, like
Oh.
would sound like. But yeah, but written, it's more like its own thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of what I've gathered from Silesian Kashubian when I've listened to them. Like Silesian sounds similar to like of course Kashubian does too, but Kashubian has a little comes a couple sounds going on. Like I think I'm not sure if I'm mixing this up with like some of the Sorbian ones, but they have like the vowel like mix in the middle. I think in
I
Kashubian. I'm
don't
not sure though. I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't know the specifics
Yeah.
of Kashubian at all, so
If there's
I
any
cannot really be
linguists that know about that, please correct me. I'll correct myself
yeah.
later after this.
Any potential like Kashubian viewers, please explain.
Yeah, that'd be rare, dude. That'd be crazy if there is. But
I mean, I don't know because Kashubian is quite like overall people who live there, like around the regions of where Kashubian is spoken. Like not many people actually know the language. It's kind of
yeah,
I think it's definitely like less people know Kashubian than they know Silesian.
for sure, yeah. And I want to get to an interesting one. I think people would appreciate to hear. Can you talk Polish? Can you speak in Polish? And let's give a topic. Actually, I haven't thought about a topic I could give you to help out with this, but I'd say what do you think of your neighbor Czechia? And answer in Polish if you can.
And basically about
No,
Czech. So
answer
you
in
want me to
Polish.
talk about? So you want me to talk about Czechia
Yeah,
and Polish, like
right.
football?
Yeah, because it's what do you speak Polish? I want to hear what it sounds like.
Okay.
I'm sure viewers would want to as well.
Well, yeah, but first of all, I just have to clarify that my Polish might be kind of bad because when I speak a lot of English, like switching to Polish is kind of hard for me. Like,
Okay.
well managed. A więc,
Alright. I'm not gonna force you if you don't
jeśli
want to.
chodzi... Nie, I can do it. No, let me actually say because, so yeah, 3, 2, 1.
Alright.
A więc, ogólnie jeśli chodzi o Czechy, czy cóż, tak oficjalnie chyba do roku 2017 znana jako Republika Czeska i do dzisiaj chyba Czesi używają jakby tą nazwę taką oficjalną. Chyba po czesku to jest Czesko Republika, z tego co wiem, z tego co przynajmniej nauczyli. Ale ogólnie Czechy są bardzo podobne do Polski w różnych aspektach. Cóż, nasze kraje miały dużo jakby zarówno takie pozytywną historię, jak i negatywną historię wobec siebie. Na przykład, cóż, w średniowieczu Czechy prowadziły sporo wojen między nami. Jakby już ciężko mi jest przypomnieć tak z tyłu głowy jakieś, ale też na przykład w roku 1919 bo wybuchła wojna czesko-polska, akurat to jest dość w sumie nieznany konflikt, jeśli chodzi o naszą jakby polską stronę, w sensie my Polacy raczej chyba nie znamy jakby o co chodziło w tym konflikcie, jeśli chodzi o i ogólnie sprawę Śląska Cieszyńskiego. I cóż, był to dość interesujący okres między Polską i Czechami, w sumie wtedy Czechosłowacją, bo jak zapewne wiecie, Czechosłowacja rozpadła się w roku 1993 albo 4. Nie pamiętam dokładnie daty, ale cóż. I ogólnie lubię Czechy ze względu na czy to język, który jest no trochę taki śmieszny dla nas Polaków, dla nas z Polski, ale jest dość ładny, jeśli chodzi o jakąś poezję, czy coś takiego, czy ogólnie o taki bardziej wykwintny styl. I ogólnie u nich historia jest piękna, tak jak nasza polska. A jeśli chodzi o kwestię kultury, to kultura jest bardzo podobna do polskiej. No w sumie jak wszystkie słowiańskie kultury są.
Okay.
Alright, should be enough.
There it goes. Majority of my time for editing because I want to put subtitles for all that.
Oh god, and I shouldn't have spoken in a more
It's okay.
refined Polish. I mean,
Listen.
But okay.
So this is like mostly unedited because it's a podcast. All I have to worry about is like couple cuts and then that. So it should be okay.
Yeah.
Don't
worry.
Yeah, there'll be subtitles.
A bit sloppy.
Got to mention that.
You should also mention that I was quite sloppy with it. Like, I don't think I've spelled some of that stuff correctly because I'm kind of nervous when I
Well,
speak
yeah,
Polish.
it's gonna be
What
English
about?
subtitles, so it doesn't really matter
Yeah,
at the point, you know.
don't worry.
So
Yeah. Anyways, what's the
yeah.
next question? Did you
Um,
actually understand some of it, maybe from
I
like your
got some words.
knowledge of?
I got some words
Mm,
um so I think like when you say like understand or speak, I only got those because like they're very similar. Um, I got history because loan word it's historia.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. Historia.
yeah, stuff like that. So I know you mentioned about history. Um, obviously I've heard Czech, the Czech Republic stuff.
Mm,
You mentioned that, but like nothing much else because it's kind of
mm,
like different still, different language still, and I'm not fluent in it like Slavic language yet, so doesn't really help too much.
yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna go into here. Interesting topic actually. I want to mention. Have you heard of the fact that Poland has the world's narrowest house called the Karet House?
Oh yeah, I've heard about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've heard about it. I think I've seen actually a picture of it. I mean,
yeah.
it's
I will.
quite.
I
I
will
think we
edit a
also have
picture.
a.
I will edit a picture on
Yeah, I think
screen,
we've.
but yeah,
Let me actually Google it in the meantime, so I
yeah.
can talk about it. Like, you know, the viewers will know. Will have a picture of it. I have the Google one for
Right.
myself.
You'll have the Google
Um,
one, but I found that out because before doing the interview, I watched like Poland geography now and stuff and the Polish language to get like a good insight before doing this. And I found the Karet's house. I was like, holy crap, you guys have Nero's house. So I was like, I gotta put this. I gotta mention this. It's
yeah. We. Yeah, I just Googled. Yeah. It's.
mm,
I mean, it's just the architects having fun, I'd say.
yeah.
I think also in Poland there's the upside down house, which is
Oh
also
yeah. I've
just
heard of that one too.
yeah,
Upside down
yeah.
house.
So Poland has quite a few architectic how do you call it?
Wonders, I guess.
Architect ideas, like architect ideas that were probably invented under not sober conditions.
Yeah, not sober conditions.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, I can get that. The world's narrowest house. Good luck living there. I mean, yeah.
I
Um,
mean, it doesn't look as bad as the average New York house, I'd say. Probably the rent is lower than the average New York 2 by 2 centimeter pillbox.
that's funny. It's probably cheaper than average New York apartment. So true. Um,
Yeah.
do you
And
actually celebrate Name
from
Day? Because I've heard Name Day
do I
is a
actually
thing you
do?
guys celebrate. It's Name Day.
Oh, name day. Yeah,
Yeah.
imieniny in Polish. I mean, yeah, we do celebrate all the like. It's mostly among us younger people. We kind of don't care about it. Like
Yeah.
we don't care as much about it. I mean, we know that they exist, yeah, but we don't really celebrate it, you know. But
Yeah.
like,
Well, what is
yeah,
Name
older
Day
people
actually?
like
We should probably mention what Name
it's
Day is.
basically
Yeah. For
name day
viewers.
is basically the kind of the think of it like think of it viewers like a birthday but for your name basically. Like each name has a date basically for it.
I
Yeah,
see. Yeah.
basically it's name day.
I can't remember fully, but yeah. Basically, your wherever your signed your name is, like your Polish name, that name has a birth date, and you celebrate that on
Yeah, I
that
mean,
day. Yeah.
from what I know, like I feel like even I think English names probably also have them, but just Americans or English people don't really
Yeah. At least we
like.
don't. We don't really celebrate
Yeah,
that. Yeah. We don't.
yeah.
Yeah.
In
Because we do
Poland,
not.
like it's mostly a kind of a dying tradition. Like,
Mm,
it's not really like we give like you don't really gift someone. It's not like a full on birthday where you gift someone presents for it, you know. But it's like
right.
it's kind of like it's basically a nice fun fact, you know, like It's like a fun fact, like, hey, my name day, like today is my name day, etc.,
Yeah.
etc.
It's like another day to
Like
be like,
it's
oh, this is cool, but not it's not like
yeah,
a
but
birthday
us
where you
yeah,
really
but
celebrate
like
it.
young yeah, but like
Mm-hmm.
younger generations generally don't really celebrate it. I don't, for
Mm.
example, like I kind of don't even know when, if any name day to be exact. Um,
That's fair.
so yeah.
Mm-hmm. I would like to mention, I'm gonna horribly pronounce this because it's like literally built to be horribly pronounced. Grzegorz
Ah.
Brzęczyszczykiewicz. I mean, yeah, I don't know if you guys heard this meme, but it is so funny.
Yeah, it's like I feel like that the meme is kind of responsible as well for like foreigners being scared of Polish pronunciation. Do you want
Yeah,
me to pronounce it like to pronounce the tongue breaker?
yeah, I tried my best to pronounce that.
Yeah, well, didn't really go that well, to be honest. But if
It's
could have
alright.
been worse. Could have been definitely
I'll
worse. At least
try.
you got some of it.
Yeah, I got some,
I'm
but
not
like,
blaming you.
yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to pronounce like those two words, or do you want me to
Do you
pronounce
want
the
to
full
try?
thing? Because
Do you want to try to
there's a
pronounce the
funny,
full
that's a
thing?
full thing.
I can
Yeah,
send it
sure.
to you if you
Because
need. I can send the
no.
it's
I
alright.
remember. I remember
You
it from
remember it,
memory.
cool.
Okay, don't worry.
Spell different, right?
Okay, so the full thing is Grzegorz Brzęczyszczykiewicz urodzony we Chrzączy, Żewoszycach w powiecie Łękołody. Okay, Grzegorz Brzęczyszczykiewicz, born in Chrzączy, Żewoszyce, in powiat, I forgot how it's called, like basically like an administrative like region of Łąkołody.
Oh my
It's like
god.
it's like the smallest administrative region, kinda.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the origins of it was pretty much the Polish person
It's from
temporarily changed their name just to fuck with the Germans, pretty much.
yeah, it comes from a Polish. It comes from a Polish comedy film. That's I mean, I think it's a trilogy. I don't remember if there's 3 movies or just one big movie, but it's jak rozpętałem drugą wojnę światową. Okay, how I started World War II. I'm not like it's a Polish classic comedy. Like I feel like it's like. For example, it's like for Polish people, it's kind of like the Home Alone for comedy series. By the way, did you
Yeah.
know that in Poland, like Home Alone,
Yeah.
it's quite a big thing in Poland, kind of for Christmas. Every time
I,
it's like a tradition that is like
you
every
got you
time for
guys like
Christmas
Home
it's getting
Alone? You just like it a little
yes,
bit.
like
I mean, I don't blame
every
you.
time for
It is iconic
Christmas.
for
Yeah,
us.
and like the first two, of course, like they're basically every like time for
True.
Christmas, it's getting aired. Like the first one and the second one, and I every time as a kid, it's like a core memory that I remember, like watching them because they are really funny. Both of
Yeah,
Home Alone. It's
the
like
third one sounds
yeah.
good though. But the first, second one are just
I know.
it.
I kind
Chef's
of
kiss.
don't. I kind of forget that like there's anything that comes after the second one. Like those two are just enough for me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, those two are always the ones I always think about when I think about Home Alone. It's always like those two.
Yeah,
It's
but
always
it's kind of
great.
funny how in Poland it's a big thing, I'd say. Like
Yeah,
a lot of like kids in the 2000s and like 2010s, like early 2010s would say to tell you that like they remember watching a lot of it. And also, I
yeah.
think I put it on the topic of Christmas before I come back to the topic of the comedy in general. Did you know
Yeah.
that in Poland, during like like Christmas, there's a bit of a well, it's more of a not as popular. It really depends on the family, but there's kind of a tradition in more like
Mm-hmm.
kind of traditional, I'd say. Like maybe some like old age families to put mandarins on the table or like eat mandarins.
Like basically those
You know,
oranges, like orange, like
yeah, the small
yeah,
oranges.
mandarins.
It
Yeah.
comes from because during communist rule in Poland, like mandarins, the small oranges, like they were a luxury item. Like they were brought all the way from
Mm.
Cuba, from what I know. And basically they were usually like since they were luxury, they were usually delivered for like Christmas and stuff, like as yeah, and it's like luxury, so having them was really prestigious kinda. So yeah, that kind of grew into a bit of a local tradition,
I
like a Polish
see. I
tradition
see.
of just eating mandarins for the for Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's interesting.
Also, I really like them. I really like them actually. I love mandarins. They're great.
Yeah, the mandarins are pretty good. Like little mini oranges. You can eat quickly. It's really nice.
And coming
Yeah,
back
go ahead.
to I know before we go into another question, I wanted to touch
Yeah.
upon the how I started World War II comedy. Like if like I would be surprised if any Polish person didn't watch it, but like for foreigners,
Yeah.
I recommend like if someone's learning Polish, because I feel like some of the stuff in it, it's a like I feel like even if you don't know Polish, surely it can be funny. It can definitely be funny. Of course, it's funnier if when you actually know the language, so you get the like funnier,
You
like
get some of the
get
jokes,
the funnier. Get some of the jokes. For example, one time, like not to spoil much, but one time where the main character goes to a British camp, like goes to Africa and is stuck in a British like military camp, and like like all the British are speaking English, so he's like so he thinks that they're in like insulting him or something, and he's like, God damn, like and the only word that he catched up was 5 o'clock. So he keeps on calling them like God, like well in translation like God damn 5 o'clocks.
yeah.
He calls them like 5 o'clocky and stuff. Like it's quite a funny comedy. It's like really
Yeah.
funny. Plus, like it's it's really good. Like I never laughed more at a comedy film, I think, than
I
this one.
mean, of course, I've only seen the I can't. Nope, not doing it again.
That one,
The
yeah.
that meme, but it's like it's so funny because it's like I understand the joke because it just like just from
Yeah, the story,
context of the image is
the
great.
context in that movie is basically that the guy stole like some like I think like some guy some like farmer's identity, like some ID
Mm.
card, and yeah, basically he's going under under false ID to the German. Yeah,
And I've heard it's just to fuck with them, just to be like
I think it's I mean
Grzegorz.
both. It's
Yeah, it's
yeah,
both.
yeah,
I
yeah,
see.
and then it's
Mm.
kind of both. Yeah. Think of
Mm.
it, I feel like for non-foreign people, like it's the same thing. It's like as funny like as for like British people and stuff like that, like how the biggest dickest meme is.
Right.
Even funnier actually. Yeah, it's like basically something similar.
I see. I see. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that meme because, like, obviously, I feel like a lot of Polish people know about that. So
Yeah, it's a very funny joke.
yeah. Um, I actually want to mention a real thing from my side. Switching topics to the language again. Um, so so I was actually looking at the Polish language. There's a video on it, and there's one thing I learned from it that I didn't know prior. Um, well, I knew that Polish and Ukrainian had similar words, like the words are a lot similar to them than Russian. I was like, why? Well, apparently, I figured out why. So, Polish language, um,
Mm-hmm.
under the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, they had on the east side they spoke Ruthenian. So before that split into like
Mm-hmm.
Russian, Ukrainian, Belarusian.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because they were within the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, with speakers, they got a lot of loan words from Polish, and that's why Ukrainian has a lot of similarities with vocabulary with Polish. Because it passed down to Ruthenian, and then Ruthenian broke up into Belarusian and Ukrainian. So I think I find that
From what I
very
know,
interesting when it comes to that.
yeah, from what I know is that I think like yeah, Ukrainian and Polish have a lot of similar vocab, but I think what has like a language that has even more like vocab similarity and just overall similarity to Polish is Belarusian. Like
Oh, really?
Belarusian apparently
Hmm.
is very, very similar to Polish
You'd say
in
it's
terms of
more than
vocab.
Ukrainian?
Yes, more than Ukrainian. Statistically wise, it's more than Ukrainian when it comes to
That's
vocab, I think.
interesting. I actually didn't know that. Wow. Okay.
I mean,
Well, it
I've
makes
never
sense
heard
then.
actual like
Yeah.
I've never heard Belarusian like actually spoken, and I don't think I've ever heard it because sadly Belarusian is a bit of a endangered kind of language.
Yeah,
As in, like, well,
from
sadly,
what
to
from what I know,
well,
it's kind of similar to Ukrainian for how it's like built. It's like it's very like melodic kind of, which makes sense. It's from
mhm.
Ruthenian, but it has some sound changes. Mainly, you have a lot of z, like a dz sounds at the beginning of,
Yeah,
of words
yeah,
more
yeah.
often than um Ukrainian does. So it's kind of interesting in that regard.
Yeah.
Mm.
Also, before we go to another question, I wanted to like mention that there's one Polish tongue breaker that I've never been able to really pronounce correctly because it's just really long
Yeah.
and really hard to do. And
Mm-hmm.
uh, it's I'm gonna have to read it from what's
Go
full
ahead.
because I don't remember the memory. Wzrost entuzjazmowanego tłumu wyindywidualizował się niezidentyfikowany prestidigator, który wyimaginował sobie samounicestwienie.
Wow.
And I counted like 3 mistakes I did.
It's yeah. I think I've heard that one. I'm not sure, but it is quite funny. Like you can, from me, my perspective, ultimately tell you it doesn't sound like a tongue twister because I can't like separate the sounds necessarily.
It just sounds like
So
gibberish, I'd say.
it just sounds. It literally sounds like gibberish to me when you said that.
I mean, there's also like bada bada baobabe, babad baobabe.
I
And
see.
yeah,
So
it's
it's
a
like the
different
same
actual sound.
vowel, a lot of the same vowel, like same like
Yeah. I mean, that's
sound,
why
I
I feel
guess.
like tongue breakers usually devolve into like short but very convoluted words, or a lot. It's like it's long. Like when you speak it slowly, it's similar. Like it's easy to
Yeah,
pronounce, but when you try to speak it fast, it's just very hard to juggle. Like to like at the get
yeah.
stuck in it.
Um, I'll go next question now.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
What do you think about people talking about saying like Polish is just keyboard spam or stuff like that?
They
Like
have never seen Hungarian or Finnish. Yeah. At least
I
it's not.
see.
At least it's not like Czech, where
Okay,
it basically looks like Slavic pinion. Yes, I'm
Slavic
looking at you, Czech
opinion.
people. Why do y'all have so many accent marks, huh? Why do y'all have so many?
Oh, Jodo's not. Psyduck not gonna have time with that.
Cynic. I'm talking about you, Cynic. Why is your language so shit?
Calling him out in video.
Reform your language.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, mm, I guess, I actually write out of questions. Do you have any questions for me that you would like to ask me about your language, I'd say?
One thing I have to add, and it's a bit of a rant, and I know that some people probably have a problem about it, but
Okay.
one thing I have to say, because I know there's suddenly like in the recent years, people are more and more interested in Poland overall. It's like more of a meme. You're like kind of still
Yeah.
the Polish cow, and
Yeah.
then it kind of evolves into stuff. Like,
Mm.
please, for the love of God, if I hear another of the like I love Poland, I love Poland, if I hear that song one more goddamn time, I will literally switch my goddamn citizenship to Slovakian or to Czech. I I don't know why, but it just itches me the wrong way when I hear it for the 50th time.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that's funny response to that. Yeah.
That or that scream if you love Poland gif that I see 50 goddamn times. Never Polish. I feel like and the worst thing is I like most of the time it's not even Polish people putting those songs or gifs. It's just it's just foreigners who are very much enthusiastic about the Poland. Like I get it. I like that some people are enthusiastic about Poland, but don't make it your whole personality, please, please.
Well,
Please.
don't make Bobber your whole personality,
Okay.
Bobber.
Bobber can be at least It's okay because the meme is funny. It's funny.
It is funny. I like the moment. Yeah, the meme. That's great.
I like it. But yeah.
Yeah, same too.
For any people who are very enthusiastic about Polish to that extent, please switch to Czech. Find a Czech meme song, make it funny, make it popular, please.
Agreed. That'd be funny. We need to just spread. Yeah, that's all I have, I'd say, today. It's my first podcast, so any of you chat I don't know why I'm saying chat this video, but any of you want to comment? I'm so used to live stream, bro. Any of you want to give me more prompts for the future, to ask future guests, please show it in the comments. I would love to get your opinions on this first podcast, what I could do better, what I could improve on. That'd be helpful. But yeah, I mean that's I think everything. Thank you for joining me.
I thank you too for inviting me. I had quite a lot of fun answering your questions and talking to the viewers. I hope I promoted the Polish language in some way. I hope I didn't scare people away with my last kind of small rant. Just enjoy Polish, I guess. I don't know. And remember, Czech is just Slavic opinion.
Okay. Damn. Last thing.
That's the moral of the story.
Okay. Moral of the story. Alright. Yeah, before I go, I would like to mention, if you want to learn more about Polish and Poland, I will put Geography Now video of Poland and the Lang Focus video of Polish down in the description, so if you can learn more about the Polish language and Poland itself. So, hope you enjoy, and yeah.
And before we end, I have a question for you, Zabit.
Yeah.
Do I and the viewers, may we know if there is already another like language that we might expect on these podcasts? Is there
at the
is there another
moment,
language that could be teased?
I do not have any teasers. We have not confirmed anything. I've not really set any new plans for anyone yet, so I unfortunately, as much as I would love to tease, can't. But yeah. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching and listening, or listening, if you're just listening in the background, and I will see you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.